We should be rocking and rolling in just a moment here. All right. How is everyone? Everyone on the US shores, wishing you a fantastic, fabulous evening, Friday night. How's that? And folks in India, bright and early Saturday morning, wishing you a gay, merry morning over there as well. And the note of gaiety and cheerfulness and great vibes, I am super elated to have with me here today the fabulous Shweta Rao. Hey, Miss 6 Yard Saga, Shweta.
Hi,
Welcome.
Naviksha. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, girlfriend, and it is such a pleasure to meet you virtually. I was
Likewise,
almost
the
about
feeling
to
is
say in
mutual.
person, but the vibe feels extremely warm and extremely real. For all it's worth, this could be in person. So fantastic meeting you like this, Shweta.
Same here, Naviksha.
How has life been for you, girl? The new norm that we've all acclimated into. So how has that been for you so far?
I think the word that everyone's using is interesting, and I think I'm going to keep it that way. This year has been memorable in more than one ways, and I guess it's been different, but it's a year that I don't think anyone would forget. Personally, we've had so much more family time. There has been so much of learning, understanding, but it's been a I can't complain. I mean, it's really sad with the COVID about what's going on. I mean, that's definitely disheartening, but it's been a learning year.
And yeah, what you mentioned about COVID. So I have to confess that I am guilty myself of saying that this has been a good, laid back, chilled out time, and I'm not missing out on the socializing, and I'm not missing out the normal drill running around. But this menace of COVID is now becoming more and more real. And I think now its tentacles have come too close for comfort, in my life at least.
Yeah, I guess it's
Knock on
always
wood,
been
yeah.
there, right? I mean, but always, until and unless a problem hits you directly or personally, you never really understand how deep rooted it is.
Right.
And I think that's the way life is. So yeah, I guess.
And it's also a lesson in humility.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we're
Absolutely.
such control freaks as human being, or when we wear our sari, right? I mean, that again is a lesson in humility. And I'll tell you this analogy between trying to get that perfect drape on your sari and trying to have life run perfectly according to your own wishes or your own expectations. The sari has a mind of its own.
You
At
are
least
either
that.
trivializing the whole life thing way too
Yeah.
much, or you're magnifying the ease of wearing a sari too much.
No,
But
no, no.
let
What
me
I'm
tell you,
saying that when you're trying to drape the sari and you try to control those creases, they are going to fall as they wish to. The sari has a mind of
absolutely,
its own. Beyond a certain
always.
point, you cannot modulate or regulate it.
And that is why for certain saris you need that extra help for someone to hold down the pleats, right?
Yeah, I know, such a frivolous, but yet I think at some level a profound analogy between sari and life. So tell us, Shweta, how did your love for saris germinate? Were you born with it? How did that happen for you?
I don't know if I was born with it, but I can tell you that it's been inculcated probably from very young. I have this vivid memory as a child borrowing my mother's dupatta, draping it around myself like a sari, standing in front of the mirror, admiring myself. And then that was my feel like a princess moment. And I think most of us, who love Indian wear, we started our Indian wear journey that way. You know, draping that dupatta and walking around the house has always been one of the most fun things to do
You
growing
mean
up.
I wasn't the only one? I wasn't the only weirdo
No,
around, right? As a
guilty.
10-year-old. Love it.
So I guess it started there, but one never really knows how much they love something until they start missing it, right? And that's exactly what happened to me. I think while I was in India, it was a perfect balance of I'm still that very regular girl at home. You're going to see me lounging in my pajamas. I go to the mall in joggers or in a pair of jeans. But I do like my Indian wear. I do like dressing up. I do like going to weddings, going to events. So when I came to the US, somewhere I started missing that. I started missing dressing up in Indian wear, dressing up in my ghagra cholis and my salwar kameezes. You know, that was that part of life. I just had to let go, and I had to look for those special occasions. And I guess that's where it all started. And when I started writing about the saris and the stories behind it, one thing that I was always asked is, oh my God, how do you do this? This seems so elaborate. This is so time consuming. How do you manage to wear saris? And I actually find that question very intriguing to date, because we've grown up in India and we've seen our moms, grandmoms sprint around the house in a sari. We've seen our teachers, the corporate women, lawyers, doctors, everyone wears sari with so much ease. The vendors on the street to the housemaids, they are doing all kinds of work in a
Exactly.
sari.
It was
And
the
we never really.
presidential, outfit, right? The corporate outfit, presidential outfit,
Exactly.
and the outfit of the normal, maybe a hawker at, on the roadside, or anybody
See,
performing any duty, regardless.
anything. So, and when we have to wear a sari for an event and get dolled up, always it becomes that cumbersome piece of long clothing, which is extremely intimidating to many people. I find that quite as amusing. So I think with the 6 yard saga, it's a very humble attempt to try to normalize the sari, to try to tell primarily people of my generation and people who are younger to me that a sari is not scary. It is as flattering as it can be. It's a one size fits all garment. It accentuates you at the right places. It's something that I think we should all learn to embrace. If it's that one piece of Indian clothing that is so close to my heart, and it's sustainable. It's a sustainable fashion. It's that piece of clothing that gets passed on from generation to generation. It's an heirloom. So
It was so heartfelt and it was so phenomenal, Shweta. I am going to nominate you as the universal ambassador for the sari.
you're just being too
That was
kind.
beautifully said. And then there's this impression, and I am guilty of it myself at a certain point, that the sari is very uncool. It's the auntie outfit. And just,
Right.
on the contrary, like you described it right now, I tell myself that, girl, it is the most sexiest, most flattering, most elegant, most multi-purpose, in fact, most
Absolutely.
graceful
And I
ensemble
think in
out there.
today's date, the sari has evolved to such a great extent. I mean,
Yeah.
just look online, look at the number of drapes, look at the number of options we have, mixing and matching, color blocking. We've come such a long way. Earlier there
You
used to
have
be
come
that.
a long way as well. So I'm going to just give a different flow now to our conversation. We're sticking on the main theme of the sari
Yep.
and your interests here. So you have come a long way as well, if I may. You moved from literally Bangalore to Indianapolis, firstly. So that's your origin, or that's just some contextual background to you, Shweta.
Yeah.
And then by profession and education, you are an engineer.
Yep.
Been in the corporate field for many, many years. And in fact, you moved to the US to first do your master's in Texas, right? And
That's
then you
right.
started working. You were a corporate diva. So then what happened? The love of
Well, life happened.
yeah.
But it was a very conscious choice that I made to take a step back with my career and focus more on the family. And no regrets. I love doing what I'm doing right now. And in a way, I think it was a blessing in disguise, because that kind of opened up avenues for me to do what I really like. And that being, what started off as a hobby of just documenting about saris, now I have gotten into this whole mode of content creation, which is which has been just so um, it, it's been challenging and at the same time exciting for me. I'm always thinking about what's next. My creative juices are flowing everywhere. I am I'm meeting such wonderful people now through Instagram. You're one of them. But also, I've had a lot of fashion designers, jewelry designers who are reaching out to collaborate, and we are talking about looks and how we can dress up. Put a perfect dressed up picture, or how we can design a certain look. So it's just been so amazing. I think the fashion world is just getting so creative, and the options are endless now.
And it is so amazing that, these options are now available to
Yeah.
individuals who might have been relegated now to be on a different path or different phase of your life. But I think the current times and the technology and media and social media is teaching all of us, and very humbly yourself and I included, that age literally is just a number.
You bring that up, so
You
I have to
fly
tell
when
you
you
this.
choose to fly.
I have to tell you this. When I started the page and I just started looking at the other influencers, I, at my heart sunk at some point of time. I was like, there are these really young girls out there, who are doing such a great job. They're so successful, and they are, just these little things about how creative their videos are, how amazingly their ideas flow, how picturesque each of their outfits look. I looked at that and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Will I ever be able to fit in? Or will I ever be able to make a mark? But
You're rocking it,
this,
lady.
well, thank you so much. I
But
still
but
believe
but
I
I
have a
think,
long way to go,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, no, that's fine. But I think the beauty is that each one of us has something different and something unique to offer, and what has worked positively for me. So I share that same intimidation or sense of intimidation as yourself, Shweta. If I try to look at all the cool things everyone's doing, all these funky reels that they're making, and these very peppy, humorous, and very niftily edited, slick
Yeah,
videos, I can't do that. And personally, nor does it excite me as much. Like, I just wouldn't be natural at doing it, nor do I have the technical or the creative abilities.
I
So,
have
what
to tell
I
you though.
personally appreciate, Shweta, is that it is perfect rather that we are all different and we have
Yeah.
something different to bring and offer.
Absolutely. And that's your niche, right? Because even when we spoke about content creation, that's always what pushes me. So that's probably the most exciting part about being on the gram today is whenever I'm planning a look, I'm trying to think about how can I make it different, or give me why should people follow me, or why should they look at this picture, or why should they like it. So what am I giving, what am I putting on the plate that they don't already know? If this is a sari and this is its blouse and this is the jewelry that goes with it, if I put everything that's typical or everything that's very presumptuous, what is the new thing that I'm offering? So I always try to mix it up as much as possible to the best of my abilities to try to project something new. Or I'm trying to discuss about the weaves of India. I mean, there are just so many, and so many of them that I have learned of after a
Yeah.
year of being on the Instagram. There is a wealth of knowledge with the amount of fabrics that India has, the weaves, the prints, the artisans, the embroidery and the intricate work. Oh
There's
my
so much
goodness! I
self
think
growth that's happening in the process as well,
absolutely,
right?
yeah,
It's a value add in your own life. And then I think most of us, we're all in fact coming from this place of how can I enrich something for my followers? How can I
yeah,
create some value? How can I share something new? How can I make this experience enjoyable for them? So the
yeah,
focus, I guess, is always on your consumers And not so much about, hey, how can I put myself out a little differently now?
Yeah. And there's always something new to learn. I mean, and everyone has a niche. Everyone is learning something new from someone. I think just the whole idea of putting yourself out on a public forum,
Yeah.
that's brave enough. I have to give it to everyone out there who just, goes out there and does something. In that, if you can carve a niche, or if you can do something that will stand out, then, I mean, kudos to you. I think that's a
Yep.
struggle that all of us have, and it's something that keeps us striving.
You're right. And I think, we are this distinct breed of people who are just maybe gluttons for punishment, or you just have so much darn creativity within you that you just cannot keep it unleashed. And you have to just, spurt it all around to anybody who's willing to give you their time and their listening. So I feel there is the breed who is willing to get out there and experience this, and we take on the exposure. But the process of doing exploring this on my own has also brought in respect for those who choose not to. And I'll tell you why I say this. So through my blogging, whatever activities or experiences I have engaged and I've collaborated with several individuals, some of them who are established bloggers or who are dedicated bloggers, and many of them who've been my own personal friends or experts from different fields. And there have been individuals who've been so excited, and gosh, they've been such a natural at just coming on the camera and speaking from their heart and making complete and perfect sense.
They were born to do this, right?
They were born to do this, and they revel in doing this, and they're just so happy and to partner anytime. They might not choose to do this for themselves. Blogging might not really be a passion for them, which is completely fine. But they look forward to the experience, or they're happy to go along on the ride. And at the same time, it has inculcated respect in me for those individuals who choose not to. And that is fine too. Yeah. So they'd rather not be out there in the public eye.
Yeah, I mean, it's just simple things. I mean, even on Instagram, it's mainly a forum where we see pictures, but there aren't too many who are comfortable with speaking on a video or recording a video of themselves, or doing a video where they're talking. People get conscious, which is fine, and everyone here is as special as they can be, and I really think they are making a mark. But I have to tell you, I mean, the few people that I have bonded with on the Instagram, they have been just so helpful. When I was a newbie, there have been multiple people that when I approached asking for tips or asking for pointers or trying to know how I could make a mark here, they were so helpful with their tricks about giving me suggestions on what can be done, or getting me introduced to other people. It's just the other day, and you were talking about videos, and just today I was asking another Instagrammer friend of mine about a video that she put in, and I was like, so what app did you use? And they were so helpful. Nobody's hiding anything. Everyone's here to boost each other's growth. We are all in this together. So I think we've formed a little community in itself.
Absolutely. And that is what I wanted to celebrate all month long. So granted, we're not having our traditional festivities this festive season. We're not doing our regular Navratri get-togethers and meetups or rocking the dandiyas. But hey, this festive season is first and foremost about celebrating and honoring and cherishing this diva energy, that Devi power. And I think it is so lively in every woman who's a supporter for another woman. Absolutely. And just like yourself, Shweta, I have also been extremely fortunate to encounter so many champions, so many pros who were just more than willing to root for me, to teach me their tricks of the trade, to give me a shout out, to work with me, to pamper me, encourage me, whatever.
Always melts the heart.
it melts the heart, and we all grew. I think, we
Yeah.
all, if nothing else, you just come out a happier person, and that positivity will work in your favor. The universe will make sure,
Yeah,
right?
I
Even
think
if there's nothing tangible to gain by supporting another. Yeah.
absolutely, you said it. I mean, no one supports women like women do.
Exactly. And if we
It's
don't, we don't. So, the magic will not happen. Sorry,
yeah,
the onus is on each one of us to be
yeah.
the change. And just look at our own connection, Shweta. I stumbled upon your profile. I was extremely impressed. And just beyond the stunning pictures, which you absolutely make, and you're so scintillating yourself, there was a certain
Thank you.
soul in your work. And I think that soul resonated and it clicked with me. And I just reached
So glad
out,
to
we
hear
made
that.
a connection, right?
Yeah,
And that is the power of the Insta age. It's like Insta connectivity,
absolutely, absolutely. So when you reached
instant
out, even
connectivity. And I think having lived this journey now, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
no, I think sorry.
How did you receive me just reaching out to you?
Yeah. So sorry, was there a lag, or are we on now?
I think we're fine.
Okay. So yeah, it was the same thing. So when you reached out to me, it was my first question. So usually these messages go in a different folder if you're not connected. So I had to go back and look into your profile. I was like, all right. So this she actually, I did see that you interviewed many known personalities. So I found out that this is something that you do on a regular basis. So that intrigued me for sure. And when you projected the theme about the month of the Devi, how could anyone say no, right?
Yeah, that is what personally, I guess, motivates me. And it's also my comfort zone. Any day, I'd rather just be speaking and expressing myself and making a personal connection.
Yeah.
I get a little tongue tied. Look at the irony. I get tongue tied at posing pictures. I'm much happier just making conversation. Then I'm in true element.
You know what? That is a fantastic quality to have. Yeah.
We'll take whatever we have, right? We'll take it and we'll
Absolutely.
make it work for us. So lovely. So Shweta, tell me about your challenges through this journey of blogging and motherhood and, just navigating.
Well, the last 2 years have been nice. I mean, the I have to give it to my family for all the support that they have. My husband, who is always never too interfering, which I think is the biggest support that one can have. And a big shout out to my mom for buying all the saris and putting all the looks, and she's always running around back in India getting everything that I ask her to do. So I think these two people, and plus my son, every single day he will wake up, and then it's the habit. I have my phone next to me, and I'm with my half opened eyes, I'm trying to scroll through my messages, or just some Instagram messages, and he peeps and he's like, Mama, how many followers do you have today? It's just little things. So
Yeah.
these are the people who form the wing, the wind beneath my wings. So yeah,
Beautiful.
it's been a great journey. I don't know how far it'll go. I don't know where this will lead to. But all I can say is that I am enjoying myself. I think the most fascinating part of this journey has just begun. So I think we are. There are. I'm just looking forward to meeting all the new people and the wonderful collaborations that I'm making. It's just been a very, very rewarding and enriching experience.
And we're very excited to see your trajectory as well, Shweta. More power to you always. And may you, may you be the wonder. Not
Thank you
only
so
may
much.
wonderful things happen to you, but may you be the wonder.
Thank you so
Lovely,
much. I wouldn't be
lovely.
able to do anything. I just recently hit 10K on my Instagram, so I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who have taken the time to hit that like button, to type in those few comments, to hit the share, and just everything that they have done to get me to where I am. It's a small stepping stone, but it um, it it kind of makes me feel extremely small.
And beautiful too, right? And I think just so grateful. And we all resonate with the sentiment that folks go ahead, support that small business owner,
Yeah.
support that independent individual content creator, spend the blogger who's doing the hard work to create their most beautiful content for you. So your support goes a long way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. So then, what plans between now and through the end of the year? More rocking.
Well, you know what? Actually, the best time actually has begun, I think. My Halloween decorations are finally out. Thank God for that. And so we have things to look forward to for this year. So I think personally, October just begins. We have Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas to look forward to. But on the Instagram front as well, there have been some very, very exciting collaborations that I'm working with. So stay tuned for more Navratri and Diwali and New Year looks. So I think we are going to have a lot of fun and end the year with a bang.
Beautiful. Extremely excited. Cannot wait to watch all your amazing content.
Thank
More
you so much,
power to
Naviksha.
you
But
always, Shweta.
I think I need to ask you though, why? Tell us more about yourself. How did you start about doing this, and how did you um, getting it get into starting to talk to people and starting this whole very enchanting process of getting to know people. I mean, I think it's such an art.
I'm the most talkative person around when I'm relating with other people, and I'm the most tongue-tied person when the focus shifts on me.
No, 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 come on.
On the holistic path now. I have a spiritual mentor, and I've been on the holistic path for about 2 decades. So that those some of those concepts were always, ingrained in me, just personal introspection and looking to make tiny improvements in yourself and falling a million times, but then trying to get up a zillion times as well.
Mhm.
And through this process, then, it just so transpired that the phenomena of taking a closer look at everyday simple life. And it just struck me that, we call it everyday simple life, yet somewhere as human beings, we've made this whole process so darn complicating. There's nothing simple about it anymore.
Yeah,
And I've
you
had
make it sound
amazing
simple actually, but
it,
that's
it
deep.
is so we're twisted as people, as human beings. We're just
Yeah,
twisted at unprecedented levels, myself included. Yeah.
yeah.
So this journey, more than anything, has been about just taking a closer look and taking stock of my own life, my own patterns, my own relationships, my own mindset. And I've had a deep and intriguing interest with writing as well for the longest time. So then, to cut a long story short, 2.5, 3 years ago, I had a sudden reorg in my corporate life, and I was employed at a particular location place for 10 years, and then that position was eliminated, and suddenly I was found myself without a job. And it happened, I think it's one of the best things that happened to me at the best of times. It was summer of 2018. And then my husband and my kids sort of took me to court and said that, listen, you do these spiritual workshops or these self-development workshops, and you're always inspiring people to achieve their best potential and, not procrastinate and act in the moment. So when will you take ownership of your own interests and passions, and when will you start implementing them? So it was a sort of a bait that they threw my way, and I took that upon. And I'm a very hard-headed, driven person, very tenacious when it comes to something I truly want to do.
Yeah.
So, Shweta, it was extremely intimidating for me to actually put myself out there. I will do anything to avoid spotlight. It does not come naturally to me. But the reward, this ability to connect with people, this
Yeah.
ability to discuss topics which are just so, there's so much synergy between all our lives, despite our seeming differences. As human beings, we share the same set of problems. We
Yeah.
share the same set of emotional, psychological challenges. Our issues in life practically are very similar. right?
And that's the greatest blessing
Yeah,
one can have, right?
yeah.
Being able to connect with someone emotionally, being able to connect with someone empathetically. I think that's one of the biggest blessings we can have as human beings.
So I'm enjoying the ride. I'm meeting some fantastic people along the way, and I am so incredibly grateful to all those who are being
So
my
we can clearly say
supporters.
whatever
And yeah,
happens happens for a reason. It happens for the good.
for the best. And you know what?
Yeah,
Even if it's something terrible, listen, girl, get up and make the best that you can of the situation.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here we are, and here I am crossing paths with you today, and coming out richer in the experience. So this was a
Same
very,
here.
very
It
fun
was it was it
conversation.
was it was extremely enjoyable for me to know about you as well. And I know we are meeting virtually, but I do hope we cross our paths in person someday. And we are sitting at a coffee shop or at a restaurant discussing things in person.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. And making maybe a quick video or taking, a killer coffee pose and then yeah, putting it out.
I will. Yes, we will do a
Yeah,
video and you can talk and let's take a picture and then I will teach you how to pose. I think let's
and you
do
can
that.
please teach me how to pout, all right?
I'm terrible at that, but okay, we will try.
Mean pout.
Yeah.
Literally, my pout looks more like a frown. So,
Yeah, bring in your channel, your
right.
inner Nemo.
So that gives our viewers also something to watch out for next time. If nothing else, it would just be a
Absolutely.
funny picture, at least on my part. All right, wishing you fun times galore, Shweta. This was a
Thank
pleasure.
you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. And you and I shall stay connected, and I shall follow you more on your Insta journey, and I shall like
Same
and cheer
here.
you more. Lovely
Same here. Thank
girl.
you so much for having me. This was extremely enjoyable. And thank you so much. And love you.
Love you too, girlfriend, and love everyone out there, over there. More power to you and more power to all the fantastic divas out there. And may you all realize the Devi within. Stay
See you
well
all.
and catch you all
Happy
next
Navratri and see you all.
time. Happy festivities. Bye, folks. Bye, Shweta.